I used to call it Commiefornia, but now it's just Clownifornia. For zang-a-lang and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your friend, and psychopath insanity, here with my co-host, Bob.
Hello.
And today, on the ENSane Report, we're going to be talking about good old Commiefornia, also now basically known as Clownifornia, because, you see, it was Commiefornia because they kept talking about everyone needs to give up everything, all the homeless, all the needle injections, don't take guns, you don't need them. But now it's basically Clownifornia because we've got the poop patrols.
We've got the train robberies.
And we've got so much more. But before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe and join us on Rumble,
Locals,
Minds,
Bastion,
Twitter, which, yeah,
Getter.
and once again, we are setting up the other account, the main I Am Insanity account, for live streams because Twitch is awful.
It really is.
Anywho, excuse me, sorry, internal issues.
We deal with them a lot.
But yes, anywho, so what's been going on with good old now named Clownifornia?
More riots.
No,
More wildfires.
I don't really know.
Something else really stupid.
Exactly! Now, we all know what's going on in Russia. We also know that back with Trump, we were energy independent. We were sending out energy before.
Oh, this is gonna deal with actual, green energy stuff?
Exactly, but to an even worse degree.
Oh, you're talking about the time, kind of like when we here in Texas suddenly lost power and everything froze over?
Well, imagine that, but in the opposite.
Extreme heat waves.
Yes, the fires of California, Clownifornia, burn some more. But anywho, let's just jump into it. Bam! From the Daily Mail, Governor Gavin Newsom, also the guy that reminds me of American Psycho.
He really does.
He really does. Urges Californians to limit power consumption as 525,000 customers are told to prepare for potential rotating outages. Now, I know it's Clownifornia. The hair, it's not always that bad. You're right next to the ocean, all that stuff.
Even though we're near that here in Texas.
Yes, but we're a lot, yeah. But at the same point in time, well, I'm always heard like, oh no, it's gonna hit 78 degrees. And I'm like, it hits like a couple hundred, it's 109 over here. But at the same point in time, it's still hotter than you would imagine. I mean, I had to move back to my parents' house when the AC busted.
Yeah, it was 90 degrees in the house.
Yup. God, it was awful. But anyway, let's continue on. 525,000 customers are told to prepare for potential rotating outages. And EV owners, electrical vehicle owners, which we'll continue on in a minute.
Wait, weren't they pushing for electric vehicle owners?
Exactly, which we'll push to in a minute. Owners are told to wait until after 9 p.m. to charge their cars.
So, wait, no. They're banning gas cars, right?
Which, yes, we'll get into that.
And now they're telling electric car owners, you can't charge your vehicle.
Exactly. Continuing on. Once again, 9 p.m. to charge their cars. PG&E on Tuesday evening said sorry about that, they had 525,000 homes that they could be without power due to impossible demands on the grids.
Wait, wasn't this also super green energy place?
It was! Continuing on. A flex alert was in place from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday in Clownifornia, with residents asked to reduce their energy consumption.
That's some of the hottest times here in Texas.
It is, because that's at the point in time your day's been roasting in the sun. Your house has been roasting in the sun all day. But you know what? It's No, gotta remember, not Commiefornia, Clownifornia. Continuing on. Clownifornians should raise the thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, turn off unnecessary lights, and avoid using appliances and charging electric vehicles because, we just said electric vehicle, but continuing on. The power grid in Clownifornia is struggling to cope with soaring demand for air conditioning. On Tuesday afternoon, PGE was bracing for a new historic all-time high for the grid, which would force them to cut power supplies. As of Tuesday afternoon, almost 7,000 people were without power, with the Bay Area being hit the hardest, and temperatures in Sacramento reaching 111 degrees Fahrenheit.
So actual like Texas heat.
Exactly. But don't turn on your electricity, we can't handle it. And also, before we move on, I just want to show you something. With all this stuff going on and how awful it is, and how you have to lower the temperature and all, it's so bad. What do you think Gavin Newsom was wearing?
Oh, he's wearing a puffer coat, let's say that.
Close!
He's wearing a zip-up sweater.
Yep. So you can bet right now, while you're burning alive, good old Gavin Newsom is sitting there proud. He has to wear he has to wear a long sleeve shirt, probable hoodie thing, sweater, when he's telling everyone it's so hot out. Oh God, turn off your electricity.
Rules for thee and not for me.
Exactly. Wasn't he the one out during CCP-19 going out to parties and all?
Just like Nancy Pelosi.
Just like Nancy Pelosi. But let's continue on why I call it Clownifornia. Because they want renewable energy. They don't want coal no more.
Isn't nuclear power now a renewable energy?
It is, especially since now I keep hearing people whenever I bring it up, like, what about all this horrible blowing up stuff? What about Chernobyl? And I'm like, yeah, do you know how long ago that was? Do you know how much further we've come? Like, but Chernobyl! And I'm like, it's very stupid of you. So I'll continue on. California's last nuclear plant, too vital to be shut down. They legitimately wanted to shut this down.
Why didn't they?
Because, as you say, it's too powerful.
Well, why did they want to shut it down?
Because in Clownifornia, they kept telling people, well, we can't use coal. It's evil. Well, what about nuclear power? It's dangerous. We'll all die. But now they can't get rid of it. It's so needed they can't get rid of it. Because solar power, when the sun goes away, we need batteries to be able to hold the power.
And we can't do that?
Not without doing massive damage to the ecosystem. I mean, do you know how much horrible... That's why EV cars aren't really all that good for the environment. We gotta get all the stuff for the batteries, which we have to then ship across the world. So the boats that bring them over, they aren't electric. Ow!
You just hit yourself on the fan.
I did! Shut up, you! Continuing on. So they couldn't shut down the last nuclear power plant despite saying how evil and horrible it is. But let's just take a quick look. When Clownifornia voters recalled Governor Gray Davis in 2013, a year after giving him a second term, that's why despite... shut up. Once again, like conversion to all electric, zero emission society, which now nuclear power really doesn't offer any emissions, but because of Chernobyl and all that, we go, madness. But yeah, so they can't get rid of it. The state shift wind and solar power has not kept up with demand, especially during increasing frequent heat waves, and we've teetered on the brink of blackouts on particularly hot days, which, that's how bad it is. Once again, of California's only remaining nuclear power plant was which to be shut down in 2025. They said, no, we actually can't do it. We don't have the power for it. But they can't do coal because all the stupid climate activists, coal is killing the earth. Oh, God. Not really. Also, China, India, they don't care. So continuing on. Also, why don't you read this, Bob?
Why?
Because I want to hear the disappointment in your voice.
Clownifornia, first state to outlaw gas-powered lawn mowers and leaf blowers. Next, they're going to be getting rid of farting cows.
I know AOC would be so proud. So, once again, outlaw gas-powered lawn mowers and leaf blowers. But what about their private airplanes?
No, they ain't getting rid of that.
Of course not, because they're better than you. Same reason why we want you to get rid of all your guns. You don't deserve to have them. You're too stupid to have them. But armed security is perfectly fine to have them. Continuing on. Clownifornia. Clownifornia.
Not Commiefornia.
Clownifornia. Clownifornia to ban the sale of new gasoline cars.
Wait, weren't we just talking about electrical issues?
Yes, and we'll continue on with that.
It just keeps getting worse.
Which is why they're Clownifornia. Because it's all so hilarious as how stupid and idiotic they are. The decision to take effect by 2035 will very likely spread a wider transition to electric vehicles because many other states follow Clownifornia standards. You mean blue states?
Like Oregon. Wait, no. Was it Washington with Seattle?
Washington, Seattle, I think that was it. Portland, Oregon. Yes, all that kind of stuff. Because it's so stupid. It's so stupid. And of course, yeah. Excuse me. California regulations on Thursday will vote to put in place a sweeping plan to restrict and ultimately ban the sale of gasoline-powered cars, state officials said. A move that the state's governor described as the beginning of the end of internal combustion engine. Yes, once again, once the thing is here, not that much of an issue.
Until the battery bank dies.
And then you have to throw it all out and have more brought over. But because we can't do all that mining over here in the United States because climate retards, we have to go get it from other places where many people die.
Was it the Congos?
There was some place like that. They're all dying. We don't care. They're not here. Oh, yes, your power bill is skyrocketing. Oh, your gasoline bill is skyrocketing. Natural gas is skyrocketing. Why don't you just buy an electric vehicle, you poor person? Spend $60, $50, maybe even $70,000 on one. Which is roughly double the amount of the average American salary. So, I don't care about you. I hope you disappear. Continuing on. The new policy detailed Wednesday morning in a news conference is widely expected to accelerate the global transition toward electric vehicles. Except there's one problem.
It has to do with the power grid.
It has to do with the power grid. Clownifornians told not to charge electric cars days. Days, not weeks, not months, not years. Days. After gas car sales ban.
This is absolutely retarded.
There you go, Bob. But now you know why I call it Clownifornia. It was Commiefornia when they said you shouldn't be able to have guns. We should give money to the poor, all these homeless people, give them needles, give them drugs. We don't care about you. We don't care. But now it's Clownifornia. Because what do? They ban the use of coal and they want to go purely over to wind and solar, but at the same point in time, they don't have the ability to save the energy for later. Yes, what if there's no wind? Yes, what at night? What happens? You need to save up the power for that for later, but they don't have the ability to. So, it's all crashing down and it's all absolutely idiotic, which is why they are clowns, hence Clownifornia. Anywho, that'll be the end of this little... oh, sorry. Throat's been bothering me.
Stupid allergies.
Exactly. But anywho, that'll be the end of this little video. If you like this video, then check the like button and subscribe for more insanity. And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Don't be like the clowns.